Can you explain me exactly what is a microfactory and why is the method going to be better or more efficient?
Yeah, so I think upfront, I think once you produce vehicles in a microfactory, I think you don't go back. It's a step change to the industry. And I think, if you look at the sort of the key stats of a microfactory, it's 20,000 square meters or approximately 200,000 square foot. It's under 50 million in capex. It produces 10,000 vans a year or 1,000 buses a year. And I think what it really means is there is no version. So even if you scale this out to volumes of hundreds of thousands of units and compare it to a typical plant, we're less than half the capex and we're less than 1/10 of the footprint. But to enable a microfactory, that has actually taken 5 years of engineering where, all of the components are designed for that. The skateboard platform's designed for that. I mentioned the composite materials earlier that we have. We're able to imbue the color inside. It starts as a fabric. It's a polypropylene composite as a base. We have a unique process to turn it into the panel. And it means that you don't have to have a paint shop and you don't need a metal stamping plant. So you're taking hundreds of millions of capex out and you're taking really large footprint plants out of that too. So you're essentially shrinking all of that down. But what does it actually mean? Like, why do it in a microfactory? Obviously, the per unit cost for production is less, but you can actually pay back the factory significantly quicker. So not only are you employing local talent and really changing a community and bringing production back locally, it also makes the right business sense. So it means it allows us to think of each microfactory as a product and make each one of those profitable on lower volumes than what much larger factory would do. And if you think about how the factory works, if you were to take the lid off a microfactory, you would see technology cells. And instead of the typical production line, which runs at one speed, and if there's any ever issue, the whole line stops, you essentially have technology cells, which autonomous mobile robots bring parts to the cell performs an operation, and you can actually optimize the whole path. And over time, if you think of the microfactory as a product, it itself gets smarter. And if you think about if there was ever any issue in a cell, you're just rerouting where the parts are going and you can continue along with production. So it's not just the CapEx and the OpEx and the footprint benefit that you get. It's actually the production process has now become, for lack of a better word, smart, and it can be upgraded over time. And we're just going to find more and more efficiencies of that because the way we think about the microfactory as one other product and one other technology layer in this ecosystem we're building.
Yeah, one of the things that I've noticed, I heard this stat that, that majority of factories require about like 1,000 robotics to build. And then this form of manufacturing would only take about 70 robots. Is that a true stat?
We haven't publicly disclosed exactly how many robots, but it's an order of magnitude like you're speaking about. And I think it makes a significant difference in how the operation's done.